morning, Jules. I didn't know if I think I said good morning to you. So I was listening to Brene Brown yesterday. I have a few of her books, and probably one of my favorite books is The Gift of Imperfection. That's a really great book. Anyone who's very critical of themselves, and it's a fantastic book. Anyway, she was talking about something yesterday, and it really sat with me. I was like, holy cow. Like, I need to work on that. And I just wanted to share. And it's about, and she talks about this a lot in like her books and her themes, but what's your story? And I can only use my own example of having teenagers and, you know, a struggling small business and being in a pandemic. That's my story. But, you know, the idea that, you know, we take certain situations and we create a story within it. So, you know, there's always that, if you've heard about the truth, you know, there's my side, your side, and actually what happened. Well, it's the same thing with telling your story. And a really great example that she actually used it, and I was like, oh my God, I can relate. But, you know, it could be with anything. You know, I struggle with my teen daughter, and in my head, I play out and I tell these very elaborate stories of how I believe it went. Like, for example, let's say she's disrespectful or she says something that's hurtful, and my story is she's so disrespectful, she's trying to hurt me, you know, she's intentionally doing this, and blah 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 blah. And I literally, my mind starts creating these thoughts. My body completely reacts because I start getting tight, my jaw starts clenching, I start getting like my face all ugly and old and wrinkly, and then I start reacting, and my react is like, you know, word vomit. And then I start, you know, because that's my story. But maybe her story is different. Maybe her story is she doesn't understand me. She's not listening to me. She doesn't hear that I'm upset. And I could just go on, and there is no right or wrong. And it goes with everything. It's like my studio, you know, I create these very elaborate stories. And when we take a step back, imagine that we were reading our stories in like a little article. Like, how would it sound? Would it sound like crazy? Like, this can't happen. This is ridiculous. It couldn't have gone this way, you know? And that's kind of what I'm going to work on for myself. At least for the next few days, I'm going to really work on that every day. And pay attention when there's a story that's showing up for me, and when I'm getting, when I'm engaging with that, and when I find myself reacting to that, I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to take my nice full deep breaths, because that's what we can control, right? We could breathe in and breathe out, and just pay attention to the breath, and then observe how you will relax. And maybe it's something that, you know, can just move away. Those thoughts will just kind of vanish. So anyway, I don't know if that's helpful, but I know I create a lot of stories with everything, with every situation. I tend to have a negative story. I tend to have I should have did this. I should have did that. That was wrong. Why did I do that? I'm like the worst mom. How did I not, you know, write the words better? Or how come I didn't do something in my business better? I mean, that's like a daily, all day thing. And it's just constant stories. So thank you, Brene. It's just reminding me that these are just stories. And stories are another word for our thoughts. It's like another approach to controlling the monkey mind, and noticing how we transform thoughts in our head to stress in our body, to how we react, and what we manifest back into our life. Does that make sense? And when you notice these thoughts, just take a step back and observe, like, hey, it's just thought. Like, this is just a story. This isn't real. This isn't like a thing. And you just observe it like that. So let's sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in. And open the mouth and breathe out. Again, deep breath in. Open the mouth and breathe out. And then just begin to breathe. Noticing the breath. Noticing the rise and the fall of the breath. And the energy that surrounds each breath. Notice if you're fostering any tension. It could be in the shoulders or the face, even the hands. Just notice if you're gripping or tensing. And then notice if there's a story, if there's something that you're attaching to. Just observe that initial craving to that thought. But don't grab on. Just observe it without attaching to it or engaging in it, or even trying to resist it, but simply just notice, like, it's just a thought. It's, it's like a page in a book, and we're just reading it, and we're just looking at the words. Notice with each breath, can you feel softer and lighter, less burdened with anything, with thoughts, tension. Can you manifest positive energy by visualizing that white light running through your spine and then all around you, just like imagining you're encircling yourself in this beautiful, energy-filled, positive, radiant white light. And then just beginning to draw the hands together at your heart. Bowing your chin towards your throat, but taking this moment not just to seal the practice and rush into your day, but let's be conscious and really connected to this intention. Setting an intention for yourself, something you can work on, something you can let go of. I thank you all so much for being here. You should really thank yourself because showing up is the hardest part. The meditation is the easy part. But actually showing up, sitting down, putting that effort in, that's the hardest part. I thank all of you for joining me. It is always my honor to guide you. May you be healthy, happy, and together. May we all find peace. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.